What's going on, world? This is your boy Nick from Testament of a Believer, and I'm just here today just to share with you some brief advice. What I've seen over the past couple of weeks and over the years is couples having problems with this thing I call blending. Now, what do I mean by blending? Blending is when you come from a particular background and they come from a particular background, and you have a problem with blending that thing together. You used to doing things your way, and they're used to doing things their way, and your way is right and their way is wrong, and you have a problem accepting that your way is not the only way to do things. But I'm here to help you out. Let me share with you a story or some advice that I've learned over being married 10 years with this thing called spaghetti. Spaghetti is a meal that we love to cook in our household. My kids love to eat it. And oftentimes we share the responsibilities of cooking between me and my wife. Sometimes she cooks the meal, sometimes I cook the meal. But the problem was we cook it very differently. And differently, what do I mean? Well, I come up from a background where I'm used to cooking the spaghetti and mixing everything up in one pot, and that's it. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Well, the way she was brought up and the way she was taught to cook is that she cooks her noodles and she cooks her sauce, and then when you fix your plate, that's when you blend it together. Well, we clashed about that because guess what? When she would cook the spaghetti, guess what? That was the wrong way to do it. Why you didn't mix it up? Or when I cooked the spaghetti, she would come at me. That's the wrong way to do it. You mixing it up in one pot. You shouldn't do that. And oftentimes I'll be like, so why shouldn't I do that? And her reply will be,
"'Cause that's the bottom line. 'Cause Stone Cold said so."
or maybe it was the other way around, but you get the point. Oftentimes we would bump heads just by cooking a meal. Now, how often do you bump heads with your spouse by the things they're doing? Not saying that they're doing it wrong, but how oftentimes do you do that, thinking your way is the right way? See, over this meal called spaghetti, we would often bump heads because we thought individually that our way was the right way. But guess what? At the end of the day, guess what we got? Spaghetti. And guess what we ate? Spaghetti. So we had to put aside our differences and laugh at it because oftentimes we spend time fussing about things that don't even really matter when we're going to end up at the same point. If I make a right turn to go to Walmart and you make a left turn to go to Walmart, guess where we're going to be at the end of the day? Walmart. So I just shared this brief story with you, just hoping this will help somebody out in the process of this thing we call marriage. Because just because you was brought up one way and just because they were brought up one way and you do things differently, who's to say that difference is wrong? You have to learn to work together and put aside your differences because at the end of the day, guess what you got? Spaghetti.